What is going on, everybody? And in this video we will be taking a look at the fastest Alpha Grand Prix car. Now this is purely top speed, so the question is, which F1 car is the fastest in the game when it comes to top speed? Now if you're wondering if this is actually usable, if there is an escape or something like that in the Summit, the fastest or highest top speed F1 car could actually be pretty dang usable. So anyway, let's jump right into this, starting off with the Alpha Mark X. For this, guys, I will be testing every single F1 car on this highway here. Now I was thinking about doing the salt flats, but I figured the highway would be better. If you are wondering, the Nitro Chemist pretty much makes all these cars get to top speed very, very quick. So let's jump into this right now, if my car will actually start there. So as you all know, these cars obviously are all fast and they accelerate very quick. Nitro Chemist makes them pretty much get the top speed insanely fast here. So I'm right back on the road here. Let's start accelerating Nitro Chemist now. I believe the Mark X was nerfed a while back here, so going to the top speed right now on the Mark X is 267 miles an hour. Even with Nitro Chemist, it will not go higher than that, so 267 miles an hour on the Alpha Mark X. For the second vehicle I will be testing here is the KTM X-Bow R. Now, one thing I also wanted to mention real fast here is I will be doing every single F1 car, including Summit Rewards and the Motor Pass there. Anyway, let's jump right into this car now. It's kind of interesting how a lot of the cars seem to be pretty similar, but also seem to be much faster than others, so let's do this right now. If you guys were wondering, most of the F1 cars have pretty much the same acceleration there. I don't think any Alpha Grand Prix vehicle is different when it comes to that, but top speed seems to be different on most of them, so let's hit nitrous now here. So the KTM X-Bow R looks like it is faster than the Mark X at 275 miles an hour. Now for the third vehicle I will be testing here is the Red Bull RB13. Now I don't know about any of y'all, but this was actually my first Alpha Grand Prix vehicle, and I also have no idea why I have these weird wheels on here. Anyway, let's go test this thing out now, right now, and see what the top speed of this car is. Like I said before, a lot of the cars seem to be pretty average when it comes to acceleration, although this car does seem a little bit slower than normal. I do not believe it's the tires there, because that should not affect them. Probably the gearing of the vehicle there. So already this car looks like it is accelerating a little bit better. And right off the bat, you guys will see, wow, 296 miles an hour on this car. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't even have words for that. So for the next vehicle I will be testing out is the Red Bull RB14. Now I'm wondering, because the acceleration on these cars are a little bit slower and they seem to be a little bit different than the other ones, that they are going to have a higher top speed. So let's check this out right now. I know a lot of people are running these wondering what is the fastest one overall with top speed. I have a feeling a lot of them might be a little similar here, like anywhere from 260 to 270 or above 290. Probably not anything in between there. Anyway, let's hit the nitrous now. So this car does 295 miles an hour, which is basically 1 mile an hour slower than the other one. So the RB13 is a little bit faster than this car is. And for the next F1 car I'll be testing is the Red Bull RB14 Disruption Edition. Now this one I believe is actually one of the most driven ones I've seen anyway for escapes or races and stuff. There's even a Summit that actually required you to only drive this car, so let's see what this car can get to. So going around the speed trap there, now let's see what we'll get to with this vehicle. As you guys will see, these cars do not take much time at all to get to the top speed there, which is pretty amazing. Hit nitrous right now, 295, I'm going to get a little bit faster, 296 miles per hour. So this car is indeed tied with the RB13 for top speed at 296 miles an hour. And basically for the last regular vehicle everyone can get in the game here, the Alpha Mark II, which anybody hears the Mark II, they probably instantly gets flashbacks to GTA Online. Trust me, you're not alone on that. Anyway, let's jump right into this right now and see what this car can get to. So, one thing you guys will notice right off the bat with this car is it has the highest RPMs out of any F1 vehicle in the game, and it also sounds pretty freaking insane while doing so. So this car also looks freaking crazy. So let's see what we can get to with this vehicle here. So it has 7-gear transmission there. I shifted a little bit early. Nonetheless, will get me to the top speed. Heading to the top speed right there as 293 miles an hour. That is pretty dang impressive as well. 2 miles an hour or 3 miles an hour slower than the RB models there because, well, those Red Bull ones are just insane. Now that we are done with all the regular Alpha Grand Prix vehicles that pretty much everyone can buy there, we're going to now move into the other ones. That this one was actually a Motor Pass reward, so just taking a look at it, it looks pretty amazing. Let's see what this car can do for a top speed. As anyone knows, this car was all over the leaderboards for a while there, which kind of blew my mind a little bit. This thing is really, really good. Definitely better than the regular X-Bow there. The car's pretty amazing. So this is an 8-gear transmission there. Now let's see what we can get to with this vehicle. I feel like it's a little lower. 277 miles an hour is actually not bad, and I almost ran right into that truck there. 277 miles an hour on the KTM X-Bow Spear Racing ED is pretty decent. And now finally, the last Alpha Grand Prix vehicle that you pretty much can't have here. Now this was actually in the recent Motor Pass, like right now that's currently active. Do keep in mind, guys, I think there's like 12 or 13 days left to get this vehicle, so make sure you try to get to level 49. It is free, you just have to get to that level to unlock it. We can all agree that this thing looks really, really cool. Not only that, it's also a V12, so it's a very unique engine sound to it. Very, very cool. Anyway, let's see what this car can do now here for top speed run and all that. I actually, just for looks, I'll probably just drive this thing around just for that. Racing-wise, it seems pretty dang decent as well, so let's see what we can get to now. This car also has the 8-speed transmission there as well, like a lot of the other F1 vehicles. Let's hit the nitrous now. So top speed on the American Petrol is going to be 276 miles an hour with Nitro Chemist. Now, if you guys are wondering, Nitro Chemist does heavily affect these vehicles. You can get them well to their top speed for a very long time. A lot of these cars can hold, like, you know, for this car, for example, 277 or 276, it can hold that for quite a while without having any issues. You do go through nitrous, but luckily the F1 cars can do that. And if the race is longer, having that 20-30 miles an hour is going to make a huge difference, especially in the summit for scoring and all that. So to my surprise, guys, the slowest Alpha Grand Prix vehicle in the Crew 2 is going to be the Alpha Mark X. Now this is only top speed wise. Overall, I pretty much use this car for most of the races there. It's absolutely amazing taking a look at it here. 267 miles an hour makes this car the slowest. And then, guys, coming in at 7th place is the KTM X-Bow R at 275 miles an hour. Now, I'm not even going to lie, the only time I've actually driven this car was in the Summit when I actually had to. Besides that, I really have never used this vehicle. And then, guys, coming in at 6th place here is the KTM X-Bow R Spear Racing ED. Now, like I said, this was the Motor Pass vehicle there. But do not let the top speed of 277 miles an hour ruin this vehicle for you guys at all in any way, because this thing is an absolute monster on the track. And then, guys, coming in at 5th place here is going to be the creator's YasidDesign X American Petrol, which, honestly, this card looks freaking awesome. It is free, by the way, like I did mention. This car had a top speed of 276 miles per hour. Coming here in at 4th place is going to be the Proto Mark II. Now, like I said before, I noticed these cars that have these slower RPMs, they're like a little bit slower acceleration, have the higher top speed. This car had a top speed of 293 miles an hour, which is pretty dang impressive, and this car probably does deserve a little more love. And then coming in at 3rd, but technically 2nd because the other two cars are actually tied in top speed, the Red Bull RB14, which is actually at 295 miles an hour. This car is very, very nice, and I noticed these cars do a great job at racing. So if you guys are interested in getting these Red Bull Alpha Grand Prix vehicles, you definitely cannot go wrong. And then coming here in the 1st, basically because, well, this car is tied with the other Red Bull racing car there. So this one is the RB13, which, funnily enough, is actually the cheapest F1 vehicle, I believe, which is funny. This car comes in at 296 miles an hour. By the way, guys, do keep in mind I am running Nitro Chemist on all of these vehicles here to get that top speed. Is the Red Bull RB14 Disruption Edition. Now, I'm not even going to lie, this was actually one of my go-to vehicles before in the F1 class, besides the Mark X for racing at least, mainly because this car is actually really good. One thing that really brought me to it was actually using it in that recent Summit for that really long race. So this car is at 296 miles an hour, which makes it tied in 1st place with the RB13. This car is fantastic, and I'd say most people probably have it, because I've seen this car used a lot in escapes and races. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. It seems that the Alpha Grand Prix class is pretty dang competitive, and all the cars seem to be pretty similar. Comes down to handling and top speed, and all the cars seem to be going against each other. Thank you all so much for watching.